And joining us now with more on Queen Elizabeth II is Wayne State University professor Janine Lanza. Janine, welcome and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, first tell us about the impact that the Queen had on so many lives. We know she had an incredible way, a unique way of ruling in her own right and even her own style.
Yes, I think that much of the way that she ruled was shaped by the fact that she was a woman on a throne that was meant for men. She was relatable. She was a young wife and a young mother when she took over the throne when her father died. And yet she always had a stature and a regal way about her that showed that she was doing her duty to the country and to the institution of the monarchy. And so she really blended those two elements of being queen very well, I think.
Well, we know many Americans infatuated with the royal family. Why do you think that is?
I think that in some ways it's a glamorous kind of celebrity, but very different from the kind of celebrity that we have here. I think that there's a lot of important ties between Americans and British. The Queen has come to the United States. Many Americans have seen the Queen. I've seen the Queen when she came for the bicentennial. And then with the marriage of Prince Harry to Meghan Markle, I think they really felt that there was a tie, an important tie between the two countries, between the institution of the monarchy and a more modern American family joining that monarchy.
Do you see her passing putting to rest some of the most recent scandal that the royal family has faced?
Well, that's a good question. I think it could go either way. I think there was so much respect for Elizabeth. There was so much respect for the longevity of her reign. I think King Charles, not Prince Charles, will need to kind of make the throne his own. He'll need to find a way to rule in the shadow of his mother, who really just, was so beloved. And even though the monarchy has, some controversy, very few people had a poor opinion of Elizabeth. Now, it could also be a moment of making peace between the different points of conflict in the royal family. So I think it's a moment of transition that could bring about a number of different outcomes, including maybe putting to rest some of the conflict.
And particularly peace between brothers. We're hopeful to see that.
Absolutely.
All right. King Charles doing so, making it his own at age 73. We appreciate you joining us and thank you for your insight.
Thank you very much.